So once you've done all the practice that you want to do with the left side, and then it's a good time to actually do it on the right side of this sketchbook. So what you can do here is to first determine the size of your portraiture. Try to draw first in pencil, the middle line, and then half the page would be your horizontal line. So these are the first two things that you want to determine. Now, as far as the eye widths are concerned, so I'm just going to get my hand here and I can determine the size what I want. The first thing that I do is determine the width first. So the height of this will be determined from the eye divisions that I'm going to be making. So I've determined that this is going to be the width of the face. So at least the width of your hand is a good size. Now, once you've established that, try to subdivide this into 5 equal parts. So what you can do here on the practice page is to determine that. So dividing to 5 equal parts is kind of difficult. So if there's a middle line there halfway, so I'm going to approximate. So I'm just going to just determine and practice that, seeing to it that each one would look the same. So it kind of gets you kind of need a few practices of this. So you can do this the same way again, and you can do this accordingly. So I can determine exactly where these are. So I adjust accordingly. So I'm just looking at these things and I determine now where the eye. Okay, so I'm just doing an outline first. I'm not yet looking at the details. So here I'm just doing an outline of where the nose is supposed to be from 45 degrees or somewhere there. Once you've determined this, I'm going to take that so I can determine where the chin is. Once I get that, I can now determine this length equal to the top of the skull. And then once you've done all of this, from here to here is where the mouth is. So one third length. So 1/3 of the width of the eye is the iris. From the nose to the eye, from the eye to the where your hairline is going to be. The mouth is not going to be a straight line. Halfway the nose. So the nose width is going to be here, one eye. Usually, sometimes not for Asians. And then halfway of the nose is where you can determine where the face, the widest point of the face, is going to be. Because this is going to taper like this for the skull. And then from here, it goes like that. So it all depends again on the person that you're observing or yourself. If you're doing your self-portrait, how these shapes out. That make sure that the top of the skull is here and then the hair is above that. Because some people would just do a shorter version of that and then it'll look very strange. On top of the skull is something like this, round. And of course, there's the hair. One eye above is where you determine where the eyebrows are. The ear is from the eyebrow to the bottom of the nose. Neck is in between the eye and the side of your face. Over here. Of course, the shape of the mouth really depends on the shape of what you see. Shape. Just leave the light penciling up to here because you would probably be tempted to try to finish all of this with the line drawing. But if once you've established this type of proportion, you now the next thing that you would do is to get your ink pen and try drawing. And then some people would ask, what if you create a mistake? I would say, let it be and learn from it, actually. So this is a great way to train yourself into looking at details and shapes and really observing what you see. So once you've determined that where your eyes are going to be, and it's usually controlling and looking very diligently into on the reference that you are looking at. In this case, you could use a mirror and re-look at elements to the light pen and look at the fleshy nose of yourself and the like. So I'm not gonna finish this because I've already done past demonstrations of doing portraits, and you can have a look at those. And yeah, this is a great way to start practicing portraiture, and that's it. So happy practicing.